working with these kids this year and seeing really the extraordinary amount of hard work that they put into this. So.
In the far-off land of Fairvale,
Across the mighty river Glove,
Lived in the kingdom of East and West.
a typical royal family.
Led by a typical royal king, King Hiranon. But you can call me His Majesty, King Hiranon.
his typical royal wife,
Queen Delicacia, the pleasure's all yours. And their daughter.
The thoughtful.
The exceptionally unexceptional princess,
Rowena.
Who said I'm unexceptional?
It was her aunts who found her exceptionally unexceptional.
The four of them had spent their whole lives being extraordinary in every way possible.
Oh, pumpkin, sit up straight. You'll never get a man looking like an ogre.
Oh, Pigeon, your hair is so flash. How do you expect it to hold a crown?
Oh, darling, your lips are so pale. You look like a corpse.
Listen, Apple Dumpling, princes only want one thing, more princes.
I don't know what that means.
Rowena didn't understand these women.
They preened before mirrors.
They plucked up their dresses. They prattled on about princes.
And they prodded her with questions.
What are you writing to the
What
book?
kind of shampoo do you use?
Are you getting upset?
Can you babysit?
but of the many questions she was asked,
There was one they all came back to.
Who's your favorite prince?
My favorite prince? Well, I haven't really thought about it.
What?
What Rowena didn't know
What she hadn't been taught by her well-meaning parents.
Was that all princesses were in need of a prince. And all princesses should only think about princes.
And what they wore.
How they talked. What they wrote.
How they walked.
How they dashed. And danced. And pranced across ballroom floors.
how they slayed dragons,
And beat ogres.
tricked wits and caught unicorns.
For a princess just turning 18 must be in need of a prince. And our hero,
Heroine.
was about to turn 18.
Oh dear. Princess Rhoda and the quest to be saved.
By Donald Moss. The birthday party for Rowena was a lavish affair.
There were 18 pink cakes.
And 18 fountains of pink petal blossom punch.
18 hot air balloons that flew guests over East Weston.
the unluckiest of whom had a view of West Easton, the darkest, most dangerous land of Fairvale.
18 trumpeters announcing entrance of the whole royal family. Every aunt and her husband was there.
King Phelps and Queen Funerella.
Dude, the trumpets have to be so loud.
King Hyperion and Queen Movenia.
Here.
Hello, look at all those cakes.
King Nile and Queen Narcolepta.
I hope they have a place to nap.
King Roundelay and Queen Mop.
Let's get this party started! Yeah!
I should have kept you home.
Everyone had a lovely time.
Everyone except Rowena.
Her father
Being the most observant of the five kings present.
had noticed.
What's the matter, Popinjay?
I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like something isn't right.
Cheer up, Rowena. We have balloons. Balloons! Why, your Aunt Lavinia thought the one shaped like a giraffe was real. I'm a king.
She was about to excuse herself when her mother slipped in beside her.
Come with me, darling. Your aunts and I have a special present to give to you. In the second sub-basement.
In a shadowy, cobweb-filled corner.
Behind an ancient mop and bucket.
Stood a door which Rowena had never seen before.
Queen Delicacia and her aunt swept Rowena into the room soundlessly.
The room was decked in princess pink.
Bunting fell from the ceiling.
The carpet was made of pink hufflepuff fur.
The walls were lined with paintings of beautiful young women perched high on thrones. Soon, Rowena realized.
You're them. They're you. Of course they are. Those are our wedding portraits. And only the women in this room will see them.
And soon you will have one.
What? Now? I don't think my dress is pink enough.
Oh, not now, silly.
When
you get married.
Say what now?
Her mother told her she would be embarking on a quest.
A quest?
A quest to be saved.
To be married. To be married to a prince.
Hopefully a smart one.
But what if I don't want to be married?
Stupid girl. Every princess wants to be married.
And every princess wants to be rescued by a prince. And don't you forget it. You see, Rowena, princesses get tired of waiting on princes to rescue them. So they decided to catch their own
But princes didn't like to be caught.
In fact, they hated it.
And they responded by not marrying the princess.
And calling them some pretty horrible names in the process.
It was Princess Alphenia that came to an understanding.
And it was really quite simple.
All princes needed a quest.
And all princesses needed to be saved. A quest to be saved from what? That's up to you, dear.
Princesses have been placing themselves in dangerous environments for centuries in order to capture a prince who will save them.
Take for instance Queen Funaroa.
Blue went to work for local Hagner Ugly Daughters where she cleaned chimneys during the day.
Why do you people need a fire anyway?
And went to balls at night.
Oh dear, I've lost my shoe. Meow.
The prince saved her by placing a golden slipper on her size 12.
7. It was 7.
One problem.
I'm allergic to gold.
And now her skin is almost completely green.
If one more person throws water on me. Take, for instance, Queen Lavinia.
We've locked herself in a high tower.
Hello down there.
And grew her hair out to massive lengths for a prince to climb.
My hair's so long and soft. So soft and long.
One problem! The weight of all that hair weakened her neck muscles and now randomly.
No, you may not play Jack Be Nimble. I know. My neck's gone. My neck's gone.
Take, for instance, Queen Narcolepta.
Narc brought a potion from a witch in the woods.
Do you have any snooze days? How about Ambia sleeping?
And took a nap that'd only be ended by a prince's kiss.
Give me 5 more minutes.
One problem.
The potion never quite left her system.
And then I said to her, you can put a ham under that.
Take, for instance, Mother of Pearl.
Ma vacationed with a group of gold mining dwarves.
Gosh, they could bowl.
Who was saved by a door-to-door sales prince.
I liked the cut of his jib.
One problem.
They had Pearl.
Oh. Everyone loves Pearl. Pearl this, Pearl that. Are you Pearl's mother? No one even knows my name anymore. Kids.
These are nothing like the stories I've heard growing up. Sometimes we women have to help the story along. And now it's your turn, Rona. It's time to start your quest. The women froze.
From behind the pink bunting.
In the farthest corner of the room.
Came the unmistakable timbre of a man's voice.
Or at least an 18-year-old's.
Twitch, is that you?
Twitch, the royal stable boy, emerged from the pink fabric.
Hey, ladies.
Off with his head! Oh, my neck! I found my neck!
Over the roar, one powerful voice could be heard. Twitch, explain yourself!
Now, Twitch was the type of boy who often found himself in precarious situations.
He wasn't very strong for his age.
Or very handsome.
So Twitch, the stable boy, learned to talk himself out of every situation.
And he currently tried to put that skill to use now in front of the most frightening women in the realm.
Well?
So this isn't the kitchen? He wasn't always successful.
You know good and well this is not. How long have you been hiding there, Twitch?
How long has it been since Lavinia thought the Durana half was real?
Off with his head!
I did not! I found my other knife!
Ladies, please. I think there's a solution to our little problem.
Instead of killing the stable boy in order to keep the centuries-old secret,
The women decided to send Twitch as Rowan's escort.
The land she was venturing in were dangerous.
Full of traps and monsters.
Witches and ogres. And Twitch would protect her. Because the queen knew.
As well as the ants.
The Twitch loved Rona like a sister.
Or so they thought. The next day, Rona and Twitch set up for Sheercatch Forest.
According to the Princess's Guide to Damsels in Danger,
12th edition.
Sheercatch Forest was a treasure trove for deadly creatures.
Shady hideouts.
And marauding bandits sure to put any young woman in harm's way. The guide says we should turn left at the grassy knoll, sludge through the Creek of Despair, and skip over the hill of Ugg, and that should take us to my Aunt Lavinia's tower.
Rona decided to try her hand at being a maiden trapped in a tower.
There's only one problem.
on such short notice.
Rhoda had not come afoul any witch to trap her.
And since most witches were on holiday during the summer month,
Because witches like the temperature to be as cold as their bosoms.
Rowena could not find a witch for hire.
so she chose the next best thing.
I really don't think this is necessary. Yeah, it is.
Twitch, you look great.
There's a draft.
Your bosom is uneven. Lift that one up.
Twitch was dressed like a witch.
A witch twitch! Oh, very funny.
Oh, I forgot that wart.
Can we just get the show on the road here?
Okay, but you're too pretty now. A prince might try to save you instead of me, and then you'll have to marry him.
Oh, give me the warts.
Once Twitch was fully hacked,
Rowena assessed the tower. Well, I best get climbing.
Climbing?
Twitch, I can't very well expect my prince to climb a tower and rescue me after I took the stairs. Father says the key to a perfect marriage is to be equally yoked.
I think you mean 8.
No. I'm going to climb this tower. I've had lessons.
King Hieronon strongly believed that his daughter should be educated.
And he set out to teach her everything he knew.
No one had bothered to tell him that a girl's education was often different than a boy's.
So instead of learning how to play the harp,
Rowena learned how to scale a rock wall.
You're going to climb that tower in a dress.
don't be thick-brained. Rowena began to remove her skirt.
To reveal a pair of pants.
Now, why don't you take the stairs, Twitch?
Twitch gladly took the stairs.
10 minutes later,
Using the heads of the gargoyles.
Rowena climbed into the sentries. Old window were her aunt, and famously let down her raven black hair.
Twitch, how's it coming?
Almost there!
Twitch was not almost there.
Dang it!
On the tower wall.
Hanging above the four-post bed,
a coup prince clock began to ring.
Approaching Princess 10 o'clock! Approaching Princess 10 o'clock! Rowena consulted the princess guide.
when a prince approaches, cry, help, and oh my, to get his attention. Remember, the more weak and helpless you are, the more he will want to love you.
Oh, help! Oh, my! An ugly witch has locked me in this high tower. Is there a prince out there who could rescue me? Huh?
What is that I hear? A damsel in distress? Why, I shall save her.
Prince Randy
From the next county of Charmington.
was tall, dark-haired.
Extremely handsome.
His sleeves were huge.
And his hair swooped in incredible 90-degree peak.
He was.
In a word,
Fair maiden, let down your head to me, and up it I shall climb.
This was a problem.
Rowena hadn't spent her whole life growing out her hair in order for a prince to pull it.
The old witch who has locked me in this tower has cut off my hair and, eaten it.
Almost wicked hag, I shall climb this tower and thrash her about.
Prince Randy bounded up the side of the tower.
And leapt through the window in one fluid motion.
Wow, you're here already?
Where's the witch?
I am coming.
Invite me a wife.
Prince Randy looked at his prize.
Well, you look quite lovely.
Thank you.
And an awkward pause followed where Prince Randy coughed. A lot.
Rowena finally consulted the princess guide.
Rule number 1. Remember, a prince loves for his ego to be stroked. Compliment him effusively.
You have very large sleeves.
Ah, thank you. You don't think that too big? Oh, no. How long do you think this witch will take?
There's a lot of stairs.
I am almost there.
I'm going to speed this along if you don't mind.
Prince Randy grabbed a stone that had fallen from the wall.
And proceeded to bowl it down the stairs.
You could have killed him, her.
Exactly. That's what I do. Now, if you don't mind, climb on my shoulder and we'll head down the tower.
Do what now?
In all the scenarios Rona had imagined.
None of them involved her being thrown like a potato sack over the shoulders of a prince. I am not riding down on your shoulders. Randy was confused.
In all the scenarios he had imagined.
None of them involved the princess being uncooperative.
I'm here to save you. You'll never have to lift a finger again. Why, if you don't want to walk, I will have someone carry you. If you don't want to feed yourself, I will have a kitchen wench stuff grapes in your mouth. If you don't want to wash...
Even years later, Rowena had no idea what came over her then.
One know that she was looking at the most arguably handsome man she had ever seen posing in a window.
The next, she was pushing him out.
Bitch, we gotta go!
And Princess Rona found herself running away from her first prince.
Prince Randy.
Who saved himself by hanging from the open mouth of a gargoyle.
And triple flipping in the air to land delicately on his stallion.
Vowed revenge.
That hideous hag has placed a powerfully potent spell on my damsel Dumpling. I must find
Randy had not learned Rona's name.
her and tear her from the clutches of that repugnant rat wench.
Soon the prince was spreading word through Surecatch Forest of his encounter with the Tower Sorceress and the beautiful Trapped Maiden.
She had great, big, watery eyes, and her teeth were sharpened into tiny points.
Yeah, but, how did she smell?
How did she smell? How did she smell? Like old witch, Dickus. Like old witch.
Rona and Twitch.
Not wanting to run into Prince Rainy a second time.
Consulted the guide and traveled to a new location.
Distress upon damsel Swamp is a far more dangerous proposition for a princess wanting to be saved. Full of mud ogres, assassin gas, and the occasional beaver croc. One must be on her guard. Also, remember to wear watertight shoes.
Oh, now it tells us.
Only really courageous and understanding princes would ever come here. So this is totally gonna work this time, Twitch.
Well, at least there are no boulders to throw at me.
Twitch was then hit in the face with a large ball of swamp mud.
Come on!
Twitch.
That wasn't even funny. What kind of idiot would throw that?
Twitch.
I could get mudboards from this. Mudboards.
Twitch, please stop talking.
What? Oh, sweet fate.
Across the swampy ground, beside the weeping sycamores,
Stood two giant
mud ogres.
Roundabout,
Yes, Twitch.
we're going to die today.
Yes, Twitch.
mud ogres were a special kind of monster for Fairvale. They frequented swamps that were made entirely of mud,
Sticks. Grass. And ages-old magic.
They were generally 8 feet tall and smothered their victims by simply falling on them.
In other words, it was an incredibly embarrassing day.
Rona and Twitch soon found themselves tied to a tree.
In the not so far off distance came a sound hard to describe.
Hello, 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 hello. I assume that's the Mud Ogre's dinner call.
It was not.
It was Prince Flouncebout,
Son of Queen Quindavere.
And King Prancelot.
I heard the wail of a princess and sashayed right over. Oh, my fable man, why are you so filthy?
No, she's the princess, not me, her.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mud ogre.
Oh, Sassmouth, here I am traipsing through the swamp, burning my shoes, and you...
No, mud ogre. Prince Flouncebout then turned around.
Now, Prince Flouncebout was not what you would call a very heroic prince. So it was with surprising courage that Flouncebout lifted his sword.
And let forth a battle cry that was indescribable.
And was promptly tied to a tree.
This guy. Hey, Roundabout, I think we found your new friend.
Shut up.
What?
A rustling came from behind the mud ogre. A young woman emerged, covered in filth. Moms, dads, I want that dress. Kill them!
The blob standing in front of the giants
Who had been named Narv.
was not a mud ogre.
She was actually a princess who had been left in the swamp as a toddler by her evil stepmother.
Where she had been raised by a community of mud ogres.
And girl, was she tired.
Of being
Jerk.
tired of smelling like swamp gas. I'm tired and I want to feel pretty, 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 pretty. I'm wearing leaves. Please.
She's a bit high-strung, am I right?
Moms, dads, kill them! Wait! Roma's brain began analyzing the situation.
Instead of being taught how to make excellent small talk at a dinner party,
King Heronon lessoned his daughter in diffusing tense situations.
And to see others for what they were, not what they pretended to be.
My girl, my name's Narp. Oh, what a lovely name. Listen, I have a lot of dresses, and combs and face paint and smelly lotion in my bag over there that you are welcome to have if my friend and I can leave.
There was a problem.
I don't know how to use any of those things.
Kill them! Rowena glanced at Prince Flounceabout.
Spied his dark hair with golden highlights.
His jewel-encrusted tunic.
And his Argucci limited edition men's adventure sword. And used her deductive reasoning to come to a pretty solid conclusion.
Prince Flounceabout was a fashion king!
And he enjoyed a challenge.
What if I told you I know someone who could help?
Make cover!
And he set about saving a different princess that day.
First thing we're gonna do is wash all this mud right out of your hair. Oh my fable man, your skin is so soft.
It's the mud.
I'm so happy!
And they both were.
Prince Rona and Twitch slowly crept away from her second friend.
Soon the princess was making a name for herself throughout the country.
Not as a damsel in distress.
Or a helpless maiden.
But it's hard to get.
She freed the imps of Misty Gulch.
She pulled a sore tooth of the dragon of Oozgood.
She lifted the spell of yellow teeth from the town of Dentine.
And in every case,
Without exception.
Rowena saved herself.
In frustration, Prince Randy called a convocation of all of the adventuring princes to solve the problem of Rowena.
It's as if she doesn't want to be saved.
like, there's a spell on her.
Yeah.
There can be no other explanation.
No.
Unless she doesn't want to be married to a prince.
Oh, Rickus, that was a good one.
My side hurts.
Not married to a prince. Who wouldn't want us?
My wife is very happy.
Your wife is a mud ogre.
Take that back.
I will not.
I would murder you, Sicilian!
Gentlemen, this is helping no one. We must redouble our efforts to save this princess. She's out there in the cold, dark world, obviously scared and confused.
No doubt.
A petal in the wind. Helpless.
I don't think she's helpless.
She's helpless, Dickus.
Yeah, Dickus.
All princesses are helpless, or there would be no need for us. And can you imagine a world without us?
The princess looked into the void and did not like what they saw. Some shiver.
Now, let's join forces and hunt down Princess Rowena.
Yeah.
All for one for Rowena. And it better be me.
Word traveled quickly through the kingdom that Prince Randy was on the move.
The princess tore through Surecat's forest and raided Stress Upon Damsel Swamp.
They searched villages.
Penetrated King.
And cross-examined witnesses.
Rowan and Twitch found themselves running through the country until they arrived at the River Glug.
Cross it and enter West Easton.
The darkest land where no traveler returned.
I think crossing that bridge is my best option.
All right, let's go.
Twitch, I am perfectly capable of protecting myself.
I know that. I haven't done anything on this quest but dress like a witch and get dirty. Rowing a boat, you are my friend, and I am going with you. You tell the fable man, end of story.
Before she crossed the Glug Memorial Bridge,
Rowena decided to contact her parents one last time.
She rubbed her traveling Samway near a communicator and called them.
Rowena, is that you? Are you married yet? My mom.
Popinjay, how have your travels been?
Not fun, Dad, not fun.
The purpose of a quest is not to have fun, Rowena. It's to find out who you really are.
Dad, you know about the quest?
Your mother can't keep a secret, Popinjay.
How long have you known?
Well, since she told me how to save her.
Rowena let this sink in and felt courage she hadn't felt before.
I am not ready for this. I'm gonna cross this river and hide in West Easton.
Oh, it's been years since we've been there.
Shut up.
You've been to West Easton?
Dude.
Oh, it's a great place, full of universities and this new thing called science.
You see, West Easton wasn't the dark pit of despair that East Weston's populace would have you believe.
It was far worse than that.
It was modern.
This is unbelievable! My
Outrageous.
whole life has been a lie.
Lies.
Dragons, they're not so bad. They just have painful teeth.
Oh, painful.
Mud ogres just want children. Witches are just educated, apparently, and princes.
What about Princess Rowena? What about us?
Rhoda and Twitch slowly turned around to see Prince Randy flanked by 100 princes.
Rowena sensed it.
They were at the climax. This was going to be the end of her story.
She would never be able to outrun Randy.
She was his to save.
And his to marry.
And just simply,
His.
Let me tell you about princesses, Rowena. Princesses don't run. They don't befriend stable boys. Princesses don't think beyond what they're wearing, or eating, or how to please their husbands. And they don't wear pants!
What's wrong with pants?
Twitch was given his name for one reason.
When he was angry, his left eye twitched uncontrollably. Twitch was now so angry that his left eye was permanently shut.
You don't talk to her that way.
Before Rowena knew what was happening.
Twitch moved his sword and advanced toward Randy.
Seriously?
Twitch, no.
She put out her arm to stop him.
It's fine, it's fine. I will learn to be happy. He's my hero, and I guess I'm his wife.
Twitch turned to look at the young woman who had been his friend his whole life.
He looked her in the eyes and saw the soul he'd fallen in love with.
And he died a little inside, knowing he could never marry her.
Rona,
It was the first time he'd called her by her real name since they were children.
most of the time, stable boys are just stable boys. And towers can't be climbed. And princes are just great big lumps of coal. But sometimes, once in a pink moon, once in a star's twinkle, a princess can be the hero. And that should happen more often.
Rowena looked at Twitch and then looked at Randy.
Her face set to stone as she called out across the field so that everyone could hear.
Prince Randy, I'll marry you.
Of course you will.
But you have to save me first. Isn't that correct, Mother?
Yes, it is, daughter.
Save you? From him?
He pointed to Twitch.
Easy.
No.
Rhoda grabbed the sword from Twitch's hand.
You have to save me from myself.
Rowena strode forth with the confidence of all the women in her family, which was quite a lot of confidence.
The princess grumbled in the field.
You can't be serious. Fight a girl? That's absurd.
Are you scared?
Of course not.
Prince Randy should have been scared.
Instead of learning how to play bridge,
King Haronon taught Rowena how to fight with a sword. Then what do you have to lose?
Only you.
History books would describe the fight in much more glowing terms.
In other words, the fight was very one-sided, and history protected the loser.
In other words.
I want to kick Randy's butt.
Oh, Fable Man! What have I done to deserve this? To be beaten by a girl? Rowena, I would have treated you like a princess.
Yeah, I wanted to be treated like a person.
Rowena looked around the field at the other princes, who all of a sudden looked like they would rather be anywhere else.
Any other takers?
I'm good.
I'm just here for the popcorn.
You rock, Rona!
As the men carted off a still blubbering Prince Randy,
Rowan and Twitch looked around at the empty field, finally feeling free.
So, now what are you going to do?
You know what, Twitch? I'm gonna start a new quest. A quest to discover who I really am.
And that is exactly what she did.
2 months later, Rowan crossed the Blood River and headed to Hermione Austin College.
Her aunts were mortified.
Especially when young Crow began to talk about college at the dinner table.
but her parents were proud.
Especially her mother.
Rhoda had broken tradition, and she wasn't the most popular princess.
But she was the most happy.
And someday, she just might get married.
Perhaps even to the stable boy she talked to every day.
But first, she had to find herself, just like every other heroine.
Hero
Hero.
in the world.
Thank you for that. I just give him a round of applause again. I honestly hate that this year is ending because it has been so enjoyable for me with this group. It has been it's probably been one of my best years. And I don't say that lightly. They know that I don't tend to be serious about anything, and so that's true. Thank you so much for coming, and just please congratulate them and everything. Thank you very much.